Hey guys, welcome to the Best Marketing Podcast. This episode is with a friend of mine. Her name is Paula, and she works at the University of New Hampshire. She needs some help. She's trying to promote a program where students can study at different places in the country. So it's like a study abroad, but it's studying here in the US at different places. So they call it study away instead of study abroad. I went through and sat with Paula and talked about Facebook advertising in detail and Instagram advertising. I show her a lot of tips in this video, and I think that you guys will find them useful. Give it a watch. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want more content like the stuff I've been making, including podcast episodes. Just hit the sub button, shoot me a comment, and let me know what you thought of this, and hit the like button. Boom, done, good to go. All your chores for the day are done. Let's get into Paula's Instagram and Facebook advertising journey. Just about everything.
Do you have battery and chargers and all that, or are we good for hours?
Good. Everything is charged up and good to go. So
I grabbed some things to
oh yeah.
whenever you want.
All right. So this is so. Why don't you first tell me who you are and where we are,
okay.
and what your ultimate goal is.
Perfect. All right. So my name is Paula. We have known each other for a very long time.
Yes.
I work at the University of New Hampshire. The last 12 years, I've been responsible for several different domestic study away programs. So students can go abroad. Everyone's heard of study abroad, but I run the programs that are within the U.S. And the one that I would like to talk about today is National Student Exchange, which is a program that is at 160 schools in the U.S., but no one ever says they've ever heard of it. Everyone says, I've never heard of that.
Yep.
And faculty, students, people who've been here forever, they'll always say to me, oh, has that been around? I've never heard of that before. So I'm trying to increase name recognition and recruit students to go on exchanges for the next few years. So for this organization, it's a national organization that we are a member of.
Okay.
With 160 other schools.
So nationally recognized.
Nationally recognized, nationally accredited,
Okay.
nonprofit that 160 schools in the U.S. are members of. Most public, but not all public schools in the U.S. and Canada. And so this is their national publication. Brand new, just rebranded. They've got a new logo for the 50th anniversary. So I have all of the marketing materials that come to me from that national organization.
Okay.
And I like to promote my program with some branding on it so that it's part of the bigger picture. So this is the national sent us this. I made a brochure that goes with it.
Cool.
And I'd like to also make Facebook or Instagram ads that also keep in the same family, same color schemes.
So the first thing I'm noticing, and so we want to take, these guys have done some work.
Oh,
right?
You should have seen the old one. Yes,
Yeah.
beautiful work.
So they've put some money already into figuring out what's going to resonate. And so I look at this and I see, just hopefully we can get a focus on that. But I see what the photography that they're doing here. I see the texture that they're adding to the booklet, right? Details like that.
And the filter. I'm trying to figure out what's that filter so I can match it.
This image is sort of like what we talked about a little bit last week. We're trying to get these kids interested in actually ultimately going abroad. Like that's the ultimate goal, is you want to get recognized more, and that leads them down this funnel, sales funnel, whatever, however you want to call it.
Right. We wouldn't call it sales, but
you wouldn't call it sales, but we're all selling something, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
Not necessarily monetarily speaking.
Exactly.
But
we're selling experience.
Yeah. So
this is the other.
These guys are doing that. They're saying, look what you're missing out on.
Exactly.
These kids are having a blast on some rock somewhere that you've never been to. You know,
right,
and it looks really
not
cool.
New Hampshire, right?
And imagine how cool it would be if you could post this on your Instagram, right?
Right.
Like,
I've tried,
what if that was you?
I want that.
You know, and so these guys are doing some of that work. We want to take as much notes as possible. That's what when I see this, I say, oh, this is a good like template for us to start working off of.
They sent me more materials. There's a little pile behind you of other postcards.
This made, yep.
Yep. So I tried to match this as much as possible.
Okay.
The postcards. I really like the infographics. on the back that sort of gives you a real pictorial snapshot of the application process. But so yeah, we have something to start with, and I'd like to build an Instagram campaign or some other social media campaign that mimics this and keeps it, but also brands my university with it, because this is all come from the central office. No universities are mentioned.
So, okay. When you say brand, you want to say you want it literally on the creative itself, on the image or whatever, on the ad itself, like stamped with the brand, or are you saying you want it connected to?
I want it to be visually connected.
Visually connected.
So if someone, I'm operating on the understanding that I've heard from many different sources that students need to see something 6 to 7 times before they act on it.
Yep.
So I would like, if I do a social media campaign, and then they walk by a poster, and then there's an ad in their residence hall, that they start to say that all goes together, and maybe I should act on this now, or maybe I should look into it.
Totally, and I might actually be able to shorten that number of like touch points you need to have before they start getting interested with a few strategies, right? So it's all about being really leaned into it and pressed into it, and not waiting for these students to walk by the poster, but go and put the poster in their face and say, look, and doing that, and that will change things quite a bit. Do you have a Facebook page dedicated to this program?
Yes.
Do you have ads set up on that Facebook page?
No. It's because of the university setup.
Yeah.
We don't have any ads on the page.
Okay. Meaning like just the ad system. Like have you...
I'll show you what I have.
Yeah, we'll take a look. Okay.
But generally, most of my social media marketing has directed people to that page.
Okay.
Instead of an event, because I haven't had a lot of events. So the marketing directs them to the page, and the page has instructions and more. I'm working on some testimonials to go onto that page.
Okay.
But the university is strict about the layout of it. You know, I've gotten more strict over time. There's a template. We add our data. I can change the copy, and I can change the photos, but I can't change the layout. There are certain things I can add, but my Twitter feed shows up on the page, so there's some flexibility within it, but others is dictated.
Is there an Instagram account dedicated to this program?
Yes, and Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Is
the Instagram and the Facebook page connected?
I have thought about that. I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
And the reason I haven't is because from my understanding, they're different audiences, and so I should treat them differently. So a post to one might not be the same as opposed to the other.
Yes, no, that's true. However, from the advertising perspective, if you're going to run an ad...
Oh, I have done that. I've connected the ads.
You've connected the ads point so that you can run a Facebook ad, and you can choose whether it displays on Instagram or not.
I have done that. I'm sorry.
That's perfect. Yeah. That's what we want.
It's I'm finding the people who follow the Facebook page are more likely to be alumni and my colleagues at this university and other universities. So my information to them is really different than what I put on Instagram. But the ads, I did that once. My last ad series, it came on both.
And how did that go?
I got some hits, and I think I got, it's really hard for me to say. I have a hard time reading the metrics.
Yeah.
I don't really know what I'm looking at. I say, okay, some people clicked on it. But it wasn't as successful as a direct marketing email campaign that was very directed at certain majors. Like, your major could do this. So I'm not seeing as much outcome as I thought I would.
Do you remember how many likes that it got on Facebook by chance? Or not on Facebook, on Instagram?
I remember a lot of likes.
So you did get a lot of likes, okay.
I got a lot of likes.
That's good.
And so I wasn't sure what to do with that, that goes. Okay.
Think of that list of likes as your new list of kids walking up and down the hall that need to see the poster. Okay. They haven't seen the poster yet. They've just, they're just walking by basically, and that's the like is the equivalent to walking by, especially on an ad. Yeah. But now you have this curated list of potential kids who have expressed some level of interest in this.
Sure, it seems to me like they couldn't just kind of scroll through it. They actually had to tap it.
They had to double tap.
So that's some kind of...
That's hey.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I get it.
They're like, okay, I'll accept this into my life here to some degree, right? It's not a rejection, that's for sure.
Yep, that's true.
And so now you've got this list and all the profiles connected to. So let's say you have 100.
Okay.
Message
really
10 a day and say, hey, I noticed that you liked this post. Why did you like it? What's your deal? What's your major? What's this? Are you going to school right now or are you not? Because that's not really an assumption you can make depending on how you're targeted.
Yeah, I need some tutoring on the topic.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I
but
do.
you never know what you're gonna get as a response. You might say, well, oh no, I don't go to school, but my son does, or you know what I mean, or whatever, and then go from there, start that conversation. But you know, responding to 10 of these people a day will get you some conversations and some genuine interest. Ultimately, in a semester, how many students would you love to see do this program?
Oh, I'd like to see 50 a semester.
50.
That's been my goal forever.
So we could run an ad relatively cheaply to get 1,000 likes on a photo. And that is a list of 1,000 actual individual people. And then you only have to convert 5% of that. And I mean, when I say 1,000 likes, I mean, you could pay $10 to $20 for that, which is kind of, I mean, in advertising world, that is nothing.
And with my budget, that's just about as much as I have.
Okay.
So that's really great.
Well, you've already spent some of this.
Yeah,
so
I probably spent about $20.
We should work on that list.
Okay.
And we should literally message. I'd say, do you know how many likes you got on Instagram by chance?
I just remember seeing, I can pull it
up.
on my phone. Do you want me to put it on my phone or my computer?
Phone is always better these days.
Yeah, okay. I have, for other things, I have other accounts, so I have to go between them all. I just remember thinking, wow, why are these people liking it? Because, I mean, I thought it would be annoying to people. I'm thinking about how I treat ads.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. Okay, so this is the account.
Okay.
As you can probably see, I try to use the same graphic and color scheme. I had a student in Hawaii do a takeover last week, and he posted some pictures about his exchange.
I want to see if I can find one of the ads in your history.
Yeah, it was probably.
This is a problem that
one of them was just one of the ads I did was just the logo. That one. I just put the logo on.
Perfect. This has 73 likes on it.
Yeah.
All right. So, so just to give everyone an idea on the podcast, this is just a post of the logo of the program, right? That's all that this is.
There might have been a caption. I don't even know what it was.
So the reason why people are liking this is because the logo looks like it took some effort.
Oh.
It looks like, someone like posted kind of this cool graphic design, but I doubt many of them read what it says, which is fine. You know, at this stage, you're just kind of raking them in anyway.
It doesn't sound good.
So I know it doesn't sound good, but we're gonna make it. We're gonna make that better. We're gonna fix that. It has 73 likes on it. You are following none of those people.
That's right.
So the first thing I would do is take 30 seconds and follow every single one of these accounts. Because what will happen is at least 10% of them, probably more, will follow you back.
Okay.
And that means from that point on, they're organically going to see every single post that you ever do on Instagram from that point forward. Every story you post, anything you want to do with the account later, they're going to see it.
You know, I had read that before, that you should always follow anybody that likes or that follows you. And my hesitancy was, you know, it's a university, I have to check these out to make sure they're not, you know, like crazy people. But also, in my feed, then I have all these people that are, you're like, what's my connection to them?
Yeah, your connection is they might.
Okay, they might end up, all right.
Stick with the goal, right? Is the goal to have a great Instagram account? You know, or a great feed that you can, you know, personally use, or is the goal to get these kids to fly overseas?
It's not overseas, it's domestic.
Oh, it's domestic. I'm sorry.
So, that's right, that's what everyone does.
I studied abroad overseas, so I just assumed that, yeah. I went to London for
So we use the word study away instead of study abroad. But it's common, very common.
I can think of an awesome ad wrapped around that. Like, don't study abroad, study away. You know, like.
Right, we have to be very careful that there is a study abroad office that are my colleagues, and I wouldn't want to diss them or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten in trouble for that before, so yeah, just so you know, I've gotten in big trouble with an ad like that before.
We're just spitballing. No offense to anyone in the other offices. Okay, so after you do that, there's 73 people. I would take 10 a day. That's 1 week's worth of work. 10 messages a day. click on each profile before you follow it, actually, in this case, because you do want to scout these. That does make sense.
If I can.
So click on each one. 10 a day is doable. 10 messages, 10 profiles a day. That's like going to take you 5 minutes to do. You know,
And then I
not,
could probably copy and paste, right? If I
yeah, you want to
try to customize.
You can copy and paste some of it. I would say, you know, try to put something in there that's shows that it's not basically a robot.
Okay.
But yeah, you
Prove
can
my
copy.
humanity.
You can copy and paste some of the bulk of it. But what you want to say is something along the lines of, I noticed you liked the picture of our logo. Did you read it? You know, you don't have to say, you don't have to be like, you know, like all that creative with what you say, as long as you're saying something that's real
Okay.
and like approachable. You know, did you read that, or why did you like it? You know, like ask them a really kind of provocative question.
It's not yes or no?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And on Instagram, the people are going to read that and they're going to say, oh, this is like a real person, like they actually want to talk, and they will talk to you. It's not spam.
Let's click on one and see. There it is. And we found 71 likes. So then you went to those likes, you clicked on the likes.
And there's your list.
All right. So let's just take the first one.
Okay.
All right. Hockey lover, Pokemon Master. 25 from UNH.
Oh my God! This
Okay.
is not your customer. This is your student.
I hope so. It's someone who's 25, but maybe they're still a student. Sure.
Oh yeah, I guess maybe not.
But I can, you know, it does help to quickly make sure they're not like, you know, white supremacist or anything. Just
That
to
would be
look at
good.
the pictures quickly.
Antifa. You don't want.
So, that's the profile I picked.
Okay.
So
What you would do is click the triple dots in the top right corner.
okay, right there.
Send message.
Okay. Send message. Okay, and then, hey, you notice you like our posts. Are you interested, or are you a student, or something like that?
Yeah, I would say, because right now we're not sure because the age is in question. So I'd say, you know, yeah, I would say you liked our logo a few days ago or something like that. How long ago was it, roughly?
Probably about a week.
About a week ago. Are you still going to UNH now, or you know, because that's probably the first barrier, I think.
All right.
And that's an easy yes/no question, and that's fine because if the answer is no, then you don't want to spend any more time on this anyway.
All right.
And if you really want them to like you, you can
And also
follow them.
Exactly.
And you don't have to. You can send the message without following them too, and that's not in bad taste to do. It's just extra brownie points if you follow.
All right, so I'm gonna follow because she didn't seem like a creep.
Yeah, that was like a really kind of a totally. It's a real person. You know, it's like a real profile,
Right.
which
Exactly.
is cool. And
So a
very,
couple
very well
of those.
targeted. Yeah, let's just try one more. Just
All
pick
right.
one more.
Let's see. I'm gonna see something that looks like a typical student. Hey, welcome to my Instagram. This is where I post pictures. Nothing about the real person, but some pretty cool photos. Planets.
Where are the photos geotagged anywhere?
Ooh, let's see. No.
Okay. Because that would be something that you could also use is if someone's posting on campus, then you know they're like
Right.
pretty much either a student or staff or faculty.
Ooh, this account is private.
Yeah,
That
there'll
tends
be.
me to think that us probably is a student then.
Yeah, and so you can still send a message to a private account as well. So you could still send that message. You could still request to follow them if you wanted to. I guess that depends on. That probably wouldn't be best for this account because you can't see their content. Although if they're private, then nor can the rest of the world see their content either. So following them may not be such a bad thing. You got to decide where the line is, but and how much risk tolerance you have with that sort of thing.
Getting it. All right.
And so you said you spent about $20.
I did. I think I set the limit at $20 or $25.
Okay.
I have a hard time understanding the like I said, the metrics,
Yep.
the receipt. What did I get for that $20? They kept sending me emails saying, posts that said, "Hey, up this," but I didn't want to up it, and so I
You'll
was
see,
really
well, I mean, here's the theory. When you're paying to reach people, obviously, if you pay more, you're going to reach more. And that's what Facebook is always trying to tell you.
Right.
It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
ad it is.
Uh-huh.
That's always true. That's a constant in advertising. So it's almost like when I get that email, which I get on every single one of my ads too. Yeah, it's kind of like no shit.
Right. And she's like, no, I don't
yeah.
want. And I felt like, well, maybe I'm too small. I'm small time. I'm a small customer, and so they're not going to bother with me. I'm just $20.
With your budget, I mean, first of all, they allow your ads for a reason, right? It's because small business does make up a large portion of their advertising budget, or advertising revenue rather. If not, they would just stick with the big marketing firms, right?
That's true.
Why do they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars developing an ad platform that an average person can come up and use? Not because you're small, because they need your money.
Change.
Yeah, because they need your money. The limit that you want to go with, because your budget is so small, and I love small budget ads because it makes you have to get the most out of your money, which is like the funnest part of this whole thing. You want to be running $3 a day on your ads.
Okay. Why $3 a day?
That's the minimum for
Okay.
any particular ad that you run, or any post that you run as an ad or boost. $3 a day will get you typically about 600 impressions over the course of 2 days. And you will not get a relevance score. Are you familiar with a relevance score?
I've seen it, but I don't really know that I understood it really well, so I'd love a definition.
Relevance score is to say how good of a job did you do posting an ad in front of an audience that likes that content.
Okay.
And so the higher the relevance, basically you can think of it as a multiplier, a reward for doing a good job with your ad and your targeting.
Okay.
So it'll basically charge you less as your relevance goes higher.
Okay.
So you want a relevance score if it's on a scale of 1 to 10, and you want an 8, 9, or 10. And a 9 is like awesome. If you ever get a 10, run it into the ground until it's a 9, and eventually it'll come down. But 10s are like super, like they feel like they're free. But anyway, you don't get a relevance score until your ad has displayed in front of 600 people.
Okay.
So I found typically at a $3 a day rate, which I always start my ads at $3 a day, almost always, unless I know they're like really good.
And I'm sure they all are.
No, some of them really weren't.
Really?
Some of them really weren't. But I always start at $3 a day, and then 2 days later I have my relevance score almost always. And then I can decide from there, usually I just cut it. If it's not an 8, 9, or a 10, I just disable that ad. And I only wasted $6 to find out.
Oh, okay.
So that's fine, and that's easy. And it's not like I wasted. I usually still got some attention, just not. If I have an ad that's a 8, 9, or 10, I should just put the money behind that.
How do they determine that? How do they know?
Engagement. So it's the rate. If we displayed it to 600 people and 200 of those people liked it, that's a 10. You know what I mean? Like a third of the people are engaging with this thing. Wow, that's awesome. You know,
I get it.
Facebook loves that. If 2 people did, then it's going to give you a relevance score of like 1 or 2 or 3.
Okay. So I can target people who are students here or a certain age range, and they're connected to the university.
Yeah.
So that should be relevant, but
then the ad has to be good.
The ad has to speak to them enough that they tap it.
So the audience, it's a match between the creative and the audience. So your audience targeting is probably going to be spot on. Like my guess is that you've got all the tools you need to do that.
I think so.
But putting a kick-ass image in front of them, I think would absolutely give you the potential for a 9 or a 10 relevance.
Okay, this is starting.
And this image.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get the image from them, just use this image.
I have taken some screenshots of that image off the website.
Yes, you have taken screenshots of it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But the problem I run into, my ads are declined because there's too much text in them, basically.
Yeah, don't put any text in them.
Okay, so getting rid of this part, but just the image.
That's why I say, if you can get... and just for the folks on the podcast, we're talking about the picture of kids climbing on rocks, which is to say they're having a blast because they studied away. They studied away. So if you can get it without this text over it and just the pure square crop. I mean, think how perfectly they're using the thirds rule really well here as well, which from a photography standpoint is really beautiful. Right. So if you get a square crop of this, just that image, I would actually intensify the filtering even more. So dramatize the photo a little bit, and maybe brighten up this area, because for me, I don't like my ads.
You can't really see this person who's in the shadows there.
Yeah, for me, I don't like ads that are dark. Other people have other preferences. This is very personal. I like brighter stuff. So I would like to see almost like a glowing type of white outline from super, super high contrast background.
Oh, I don't know if
stuff
I
like that. I can help you with that
right.
stuff, maybe on another podcast episode. But that's what I'd like to see, and literally just put this one image, and then you can try for $3 a day. You can literally put the text will go in the post, in the actual post, and you could say, I love saying funny stuff, because that really, or you know what's even better than saying funny stuff? Is the two magic phrases: double tap if, or tag someone who.
Okay.
Those are the magical phrases for Instagram. Double tap if you want to climb on these rocks.
Right, I get it.
Double tap if whatever. You know what I mean? You can just literally say anything. People will double tap because you're going for those likes, so you can build up your list.
Got it.
Or tag someone who is going to broaden the amount of people that it reaches for free. So you paid for this person to see it, but now they're going to tag 3 friends. Tag someone who has never been out of the state.
That's half our student body.
Right, right. And it's better if you can make it cheeky enough that they're poking fun at each other, because that's enough motivation to get them to actually tag each other. So something we used to do is we would post like a picture of a goofy gamer, and we would say, tag the biggest noob you know. You know what I mean? Or tag, there's another...
Where they can kind of throw their friends.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to get at with tag someone who's like never been out of the state, or let's tag a student that keeps saying they want to travel but never does. Something like that. And those I can tell you, like really? $10 you'll have your 50 students.
All right.
You'll have them.
Cool.
All right.
So, I'd like you to walk me through a little bit of the interface on the Facebook ads section, because I just don't know how to read it or where to start and how to track things. So that I can see that I have results.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I had a lot of fun making it with Paula. Quick little update. She did run some ads, and we ran into an issue where most of the ads, even though she targeted the school area, most of the people seeing the ads were not active students at UNH, and therefore, we got coons. We got a kitten. Most of the people getting served up the ads were not active students. So we're gonna change up the strategy. I'm talking to her about how we can do that. I've got some good ideas that I think will really work, but yeah, the targeting we set out to do, which was just geotagging basically the town that the school's in, wasn't good enough. I guys hope you enjoyed this marketing podcast, and more episodes to come. If you actually want to be in an episode, let me know. Let me know what you need as far as help, advertising, marketing, strategy, all that sort of stuff, and I'd be glad to include you in one of these. So yeah, that's it. All right, guys. Bye, guys. Bye.